So we went travelling to Bali, beautiful, beautiful country, and we saw everything from one side of Bali where the people are working in the paddy fields, and it's a certain environment, it's a cultural experience, and then the other side of that is your hotels along the beach, which you're almost contained in this little bubble world where it's absolute paradise. So traveling, if you go off the beaten track a little bit, or you take a little adventure out into the unknown, then it's something that can enrich your travels. And it leads on to sort of looking at risk awareness. And for me, it depends what country you're in, and you really have to understand that country and the culture behind that country. So the first stage is always watching body language. So if people have got their arms folded, or they're not looking at you, or they've got an angry stance, then that can really have an impact on you as a person. And if you learn to recognise that, you can recognise aggression before it manifests further. But also to consider that in some cultures, that kind of body language is more acceptable. So it's how people move differently. We're quite an open society. We have quite open body language, but some places and some cultures have more of a closed body language. It's a different mentality that you have to understand. The next stage is always aggression and mentality. So if you're aware of how the culture reacts to different things, and how you can react to people who are aggressive towards you. And there's some diffusion techniques that we go through when we're talking to students, and we try and drill down to how they can diffuse it, potentially hazardous situations, but the key is to recognise them before they escalate. Understanding people's intentions is always really important. So what do people want from you? 99% of people that you meet when you're traveling just want to have a great time. They just want to share that experience with you and have a fantastic time. It's the 1% that you have to watch out for. And there you have to watch out for your belongings, you have to watch out for your friends, you have to watch out for them potentially taking advantage of you. And it's really, really serious. But one thing that for me trumps everything is listening to your own intuition. And in my experience traveling and the places that I've been, my intuition has never seen me wrong. If I feel that something isn't right, if I feel that I'm uncomfortable, it's up to me to change it. But if I feel that, then I must change that situation. And it might be as simple as crossing the road. But listen to your intuition, because it will never see you wrong. So all these things about risk assessment, awareness strategies, all these safety techniques that we keep pushing are really, really important. And it's vital that people understand that, whether they're travelling in their hometown or whether they're travelling in their home country. So if you're going down to London for the weekend, or you're going away for a night somewhere, the same rules apply, and the opportunists are everywhere. And it doesn't matter where you are, if they see an opportunity to take advantage of you, they certainly will. We've been working in the travel safety sector and the travel industry since 2002. And over that time, we've come up with 3 key areas that if you can understand them to a finite degree, then it can dramatically improve your safety. So area 1 is knowledge. Area 2 is awareness. And thirdly is response. So the first area for me is knowledge, and it goes back to research, and research is the key, and it's a foundation of knowledge for me, and it can give you comfort, because the more you know, the safer you feel. So before travelling anywhere, if you look at the different areas, like the common crimes, areas that you need to take extra care. I mean, as a charity, we would never say, don't go here, don't go there, it's your choice. But certain cities have areas that, there's a higher crime rate, or there's something that you need to be aware of. And if you research these, you understand these areas, you can still go, but you're better prepared. Also look at what are the annual events. Look at the highlights, look at the good things that you want to do. So the second area is awareness. And for me, that's being aware at the right times. Nobody can be aware all the time. It's just not possible. But it's, recognizing warning signs if you're in a situation. It's being aware of what's going on around you. I take the example of, you're in an airport, and the first thing you do, you're sat waiting. What do? You take out your mobile phone and you start scrolling through. Your attention is totally zoned into that mobile phone. Your bag's sat next to you, but how much of that bag do you actually see? How much are you actually aware? I mean, anyone could slip something in your bag. Anybody could just take your bag away, and you probably wouldn't be aware enough to notice that because you were totally absorbed into your phone. So for me, it would be, you know, you sit in the airport, don't get your mobile phone out. Immediately you've increased your awareness, and you're aware of your bag, you're aware of your surroundings. So it's little things like that you can just make sure, if you're in a built-up area, or if you're in a busy place, or if you're in somewhere where there's a lot of hazards, you can be more aware. Just make sure that your awareness is clicked in. I'm aware now. I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm aware of people. And doing that at certain points can help reduce your risk, not only for opportunists, but your personal safety as well. So thirdly, for me, is response. And it's how you respond to a situation. You know, it's easy for situations to escalate and for you to be caught up in that moment and not realise what's happening. So your response, how you handle a situation, can dramatically change the outcome. So if you can take a step back, look at your body language, what you're doing, and then stop, you know, breathe, just take a breath. And by doing that, then you're automatically defusing that a little bit. And then how you respond to somebody who's aggressive towards you, or how you respond in a group environment, can really, really have a detrimental effect or a positive effect on the outcome of that situation. And we turned up in Frankfurt, you know, just turned up. Didn't really know where we were going to stay, didn't really know what we were going to do. And there was a festival on in Frankfurt, and every room that was within our budget was booked out. We couldn't get accommodation anywhere, and we tried a lot of places. We ended up strapping our bags to the chairs and to the seats in the train station, and we had to sleep rough. We had to sleep on the train station, and nothing happened, everything was fine. But it just made it, you know, the next day was a write-off because we were all so tired. And now I've never been back to Frankfurt. So it's had a detrimental on my experience of Frankfurt. You know, I will go back hopefully one day. But now my memory of Frankfurt is not what it could have been, because we weren't prepared. We didn't prepare ourselves. We didn't know what was happening in the city before we arrived.